Hello, beautiful soul. I pray that you are doing well. I have some announcements. I am going to be live a few times over the next few days to answer your questions about adverse childhood experiences, how to build resilience while you're in the midst of chaos, and so much more. So I don't even know where to begin. Well, first off, on Wednesday, that's Wednesday, the 19th of May, I will be live in a conversation with Veronica from the Omega Institute, and we are going to be talking about how to build resilience. I'll give a little bit of background information based on the research that I did for the top 10 traits of highly resilient people, this best-selling book, with all these wonderful author stories. I'm going to share what these 10 traits are and which ones you can focus on now while we're in the midst of this, coming out of lockdown for some of us. And I'll also be able to share a little bit about what you can expect if you come to New York to meet me at the Omega Institute when I am teaching in July. It's a weekend, July 23rd through 25th. So the Omega Conversation is on Wednesday evening, evening for me here in France, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. Also on Wednesday, I'm going to be live in the Aquarian Wisdom Festival. Now, this is for those of you who want a little more of a mystical or spiritual perspective on what we're going through. And Jocelyn Mercado, whose summits I've done before, she has assembled a group of people who are experts in various realms, from psychology to spirituality to New Age thought and astrology. And each of us will be sharing our respective wisdom and insight on what it means to be awakening. This pandemic has created so much of a shift in people's awareness and wokeness that while it's been awful and bad, it's also helping people wake up to themselves and to their old lifestyle that was not serving them. So starting on that Aquarian Wisdom Festival, mouthful, starts today, Monday, May 17th, but I'm actually live on the 19th. So sign up today. The link is in my bio and in the description so that you can get access to all of these wonderful people. And then on Thursday, May 20th, I'm going live again to talk about positive childhood experiences. So if you saw my masterclass on the adverse childhood experiences, then you know a little bit about how toxic stress and developmental trauma is linked to adult illnesses, behavioral problems, addiction, and so on. Well, the interesting research in the last few years about positive childhood experiences has highlighted a list of 7 experiences that help children buffer or counteract the toxic stress so that they don't have to grow up with PTSD or some of these other illnesses. And in fact, their childhood adversity could lead to resilience or even spring them forward in post-traumatic growth. So that is Thursday, May 20th. That is at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, 4 o'clock in the UK, and 5 o'clock for us here in the evening in Paris, or France. I'm in the south of France. You can also watch the replay of that first masterclass. It was pretty intense. A few people have requested the slides because I went through a lot of information. But if you happen to be an adult child of a dysfunctional family, or you grew up with toxic stress or extreme loss or poverty or racism, then you need this information to understand what you can do now and to recognize if you have an illness that's linked with stress, then relieving that past trauma is a part of your healing process for the illness that you have now. So show up for that live masterclass on positive childhood experiences. And then the next one I'm doing is about the top 10 traits of resilience from this book. That's on another Thursday, but I'm just going to stick with this week for now so you don't get overwhelmed. But just know that we will be talking about holistic healing and how you can use different modalities and mind-body medicine and functional medicine so that you truly heal. Do you have questions? Is there a topic that you'd like me to cover live? Well, I will be live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube all at the same time. You can type in to the chat your questions or email me first if you sign up. Then, hey, I am at your disposal to help you build resilience, recover from trauma, and start living an epic life as your authentic self. I look forward to seeing you in one of these live discussions. Take care for now. Bye.